Hello guys, welcome to the video and I hope you all are hale and hearty. So guys, as we all know that in our writing module of the IELTS, we have one thing which is most important, that is none other than the method of writing. So in order to improve our method of writing, there are various kinds of sectors upon which you need to work, and majority of them will be today covered in this video. So please make sure you guys watch the complete video, and if you will have any doubt, you guys can post a comment in the comment section below and you will surely get a reply to clarify your queries. So in this video I will first discuss some strategies that you should use in order to structure your writing, the method in which you should plan for your writing, because as we all know that there is a time barrier over us in writing module. So I will share some tips that you can use in order to prepare your task within a short time span. So starting our video, today we will discuss one task of the IELTS task 1, and today we are gonna discuss a line chart. I will explain whole of the strategies through this line chart only. So guys, students are often overwhelmed when approaching the IELTS academic task 1, but there is nothing to be afraid of. It is really very easier. With the few strategies that I am going to discuss, you can complete the task with confidence. So first thing is, decide what the graph is about. It means first of all, look at the chart which you have been provided, then decide that which graph it is: line chart, bar chart, pie chart, because each illustration has a different method in which we should write them. Once you are done with this, then see what things are depicted: time, calibration of units or measurement of units. Then you can look for noun, the changes which are occurring there, and these things will be further used while writing. The first thing to do is decide what the data shows. You can use the graph title and axis titles. Axis titles means the horizontal and the vertical line of the graph. On horizontal you will get the years, the months, and on the vertical one you will get the measurement of your units. But keep one thing in mind, that is, never ever copy the wording from the illustrations. Try to write something different. It is not that you cannot use the words which are used in question. You can use it, but try to use them in the middle. Don't start your introduction or BP1 with the words that have already been mentioned in the statement, because it will look like you are copying the data. You don't have ideas. It will narrow your grammatical range and vocabulary section in front of the examiner. You can change the wordings using the noun phrases, the synonyms, like the number of, you can change it into the quantity of, the use of, consumption of, or you can even use verb clauses like how much, how many. If the statement is the graph shows the sales of mobile phones in 10 years, you can write the graph shows how the sales of mobile phones changed with respect to the years. So this kind of grammatical range and vocabulary is sufficient. You don't need to shuffle down the websites in order to grab the vocabulary words. Only this much, your natural vocabulary is the best thing you can use in your IELTS. The next thing is, you can use the phrase like I have used changes in, or the noun phrase. Noun phrase means the thing whose number is depicted in the graph. The thing whose calibration, whose measurement, like I told you that the graph shows number of sales of mobile phones. So here the noun phrase is sales of the mobile phones. Next you can use, combine the phrases with the graph shows, or the graph shows is already written in your statement. You can write illustrates, indicates, etc. So now the coming to the line graph which is flashing over your screens, you are given that the line graph shows the consumption of fast food by Australian teenagers for some years, and the data calibration or the data measurement is in the form of number of times per year. You have given that how many times various people, Australian people ate various foods in different years. So we can write the graph illustrates how much fast food was consumed by Australian teenagers over a 25-year period from 1975 to 2000. Or you can write the graph indicates the number of fast food meals consumed per year by teenagers in Australia between 1975 and 2000. The next thing is that do not overcomplicate your task. You know that our writing task is checked according to coherence and cohesion. Coherence basically means the structuring of your writing, and the cohesion means linking and the flow of your writing. Flow means that the reader finds it easy to read your writing, but if you are over complicating your writing, then it will surely make the reader to reduce your band scores. We have just 150 words to work with, so there is no point trying to describe everything shown in the graph or table. Don't run behind mentioning all the details. This thing I have already mentioned in the previous videos also, that you have no prohibition. You can miss the data, you can skip the data. Never ever run behind writing the whole data, because it is just gonna make your writing look complex. Instead, focus on the main features such as overall trends, highest and lowest values, comparisons, contrast. Also you can group the items according to their trends. If there is a similarity, if there is a like fluctuations, these things can be grouped together or coupled together. Mostly our task 1 consists of introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and an overall that can be written whether before BP1 or after BP2. So in this line chart we have 3 main features. Consumption of fish and chips decreased, that will be in the body paragraph 1. Second, consumption of pizza and hamburgers increased, that will be the main point of our BP2. The overall will be the overall consumption of fast food was higher in 2000 than in 1975. Then I have used comparison, so this is the best method to complicate your writing. A writing which is overcomplicated will never ever get a good band score. Rather, the examiner will find it difficult to understand the main point, and it will reduce your band scores. The next thing, most of the students who are starting the IELTS, who are freshers, they are habitual to giving their opinion. The next thing I would mention is don't give your interpretations. Keep your opinions to yourself. In task 1 there is no reason to give your opinion, and in fact you will be wasting time and word count, and you might even lose marks if you give opinions. In this example you might think that the Australian teenagers are eating more fast food, and it is a bad thing. It is a health problem. It can arise various health diseases, but never try to write this in overall. Some people think that if they write these kind of things in the overall, they will get good marks. No, not at any cost. You will not get marks. You will lose your bands. So never give interpretations. Your every body paragraph of your task 1 should be related to the graph. Nothing can be written out of the graph, correct? So now the next thing is use good cohesive devices. Cohesive devices means you're linking words, like we guys use the connectors that are essential in order to structurize your writing. As I told you earlier, that coherence stands for the structure of your writing. So in order to maintain a good structure, in order to maintain a smooth flow, always use the linking words. And I will surely make a video for linking words of task 1 as well as task 2, so subscribe the channel in order to stay tuned for that. So, here also you can use various kinds of linking words or cohesive devices, like for summary you can write overall, in general, or in summary, or in overview. Like if for sequencing, for starting your paragraph, you can write first of all, secondly, thirdly, finally, lastly. These things can also be used. For comparison or contrast, you can use in contrast, on the other hand, however, or if there is a similarity you can use likewise, similarly, furthermore, in addition. Now in the next thing I will give you 3 examples. Like for body paragraph 1 you can write first of all, consumption of fish and chips decreased. Next, for body paragraph 2 you can use in contrast, consumption of pizzas increased, similarly consumption of hamburgers increased. For overall you can write overall, consumption of fast food was higher in 2000 than in 1975. The next thing to complicate your writing is you can use either verbs and adverbs or adjectives and nouns, but the rule is you have to use them properly. According to grammatical rules, the verbs are always accompanied by the adverbs. Adverbs mean in layman language the words which have an ly at the end, because they describe the motion of the verb, that how the work is going on. So adverbs are essential for verbs. On the other hand, the adjectives are used with nouns. Adjective means the words which do not have an ly at the end. They are used before the nouns. An adjective has to be written before noun, but the adverb can be used either after the verb or before the verb. The example of a verb and adverb is slowly increased. Here slowly is adverb and increased is your verb. Adjective and noun you can write dramatic increase. Dramatic is adverb and increase is your dramatic is adjective and increase is your noun. There are various verbs that you can use, like increased, inclined, rose, went up, grew. Or for decrease you can write decreased, fell, declined, went down, dropped, followed a downward trend. For as a noun you can write an increase, a rise, a growth, an incline, an upward trend. To show a decrease, the nouns that you can use are a decrease, a fall, a decline, a drop. For adjectives and adverbs, in order to show a small change you can use the adjectives like dramatic, significant, rapid. Or the adverbs that can be used are dramatically, significantly, rapidly. For showing a small change you can use gradual, steady, and slight adjective. The adverbs that you can use are gradually, steadily, slightly, marginally. These adverbs, adjectives, nouns and verbs you can use in order to complicate your writing. You will surely get a video about this also in the upcoming days. And always use past simple tense for the graphs which have a survey that was done in a previous time. Past simple means subject plus verb second. and was is used with the nouns. Correct. Now moving to our sentence structures. To describe the changes over time which appear in graph, there are two standard sentences that you can use. The first is verb structure. For verb structure, as we all know, we have a subject and verb. That means here in task 1 you have to use noun phrase plus verb plus adverb. The noun phrase I told is the data represented in the graph, like the number of students in the class, the rate of employment, or in this example the number of pizza meals eaten by teenagers in Australia. For noun structure you can write there was, a or an, adjective, noun, in, noun, phrase. So this structure can be used. For example, there was a slight decrease in the number of pizza meals eaten by teenagers in Australia. The next thing to complicate your writing is that you have to use the numbers also. If you guys miss the numbers, skip the numbers of your graph, then it will reduce your band score. It is essential that you include some actual numbers in your essay. Never ever use estimates. I have seen many students that if the value is lying in between 10 and 20, they guys write it as 15, 16 or 17. Never ever use averages. You can use words like below 10, below 20, above 10, greater than 10, lower than 20, not beyond 20. These things can be used. These things add good vocabulary to your writing. Rather than using assumptions, you can use this. For verb structure, you can use by, 10, by, total change, from, to, like these things can be used. Now I will give you a model answer which I have prepared for this task. In this, starting our sample answer, the graph illustrates how much fast food was consumed by Australian teenagers over a 25-year period from 1975 to 2000. The data for 3 types of fast food is included: fish and chips, pizza and hamburgers. You can skip this line. Now coming to our body paragraph 1. First of all, there was a significant decrease in number of fish and chip meals consumed per year by teenagers in Australia. It fell slightly by 5 meals per year between 1975 and 1985, and then declined dramatically from 95 meals per year to 39 meals per year from 1985 to 2000. In contrast, the consumption of hamburgers by Australian teenagers increased rapidly by 90 meals per year, from 10 meals to 100 meals between 1975 and 2000. Similarly, there was a dramatic rise in levels of pizza consumption, from less than 10 meals per year to approximately 85 meals by the end of the period. Overall, teenagers in Australia consumed significantly more fast food in 2000 than in 1975. So in this I have written 157 words. The word count is 157 and it is correctly according to the criterias of our IELTS task 1. I hope you guys liked the video, liked the content, and you have fully understood my concept. If you have any doubt, give me a comment in the comment section below, and thank you for watching the video.